If you want to send net flows from a Linux box that sits in anybody's cloud, but let's say that somehow the cloud provider you are using does not allow you to send your net flows into Curator, which can be on-prem or in another cloud, there is a free utility that my friend Max Lewis brought to my attention called fprov. If you Google it and you go into the manual for Ubuntu, you find the description, and these switches, you're going to see them being used. I will give you the command that Max used for testing this. In fact, I put them in a, you know, in the video description of all my videos, I put a link to a public box folder where I put a lot of stuff. On this particular folder, I put this command. These are the commands that Max is actually using for incoming into the box, so far as well as outgoing from that Linux box. Of course, you will need to read the documentation I just showed you before to understand the actual switches being used, but you need to put the public IP of your Curator box. Actually, this is from the Linux box. This is the Curator box rather, and the port 2050 or whatever it is that you're using. You will need to do port forwarding, whatever it is that you need to do to make sure that it fully get there. But you have the commands there. Speaking of testing Linux stuff, Max brought to my attention this company, and we have no affiliation with fprov or Linode or any of that. It's just things that might be useful to you. And this company has, when you go on their pricing and you see the price list, notice that you can instantiate one machine for with one core with up to 1 terabyte of transfer data. And that's what is remarkable about this. I mean, some of the cloud providers charge you for regression data that leaves their cloud. In this particular case, they don't care whether the data comes in or comes out. They measure it in terabytes, as you know. To get a 1 terabyte of logs in a test, it's really very hard to hit that limit. And notice the price of that, not even 1 cent per hour. So it's actually pretty affordable. Of course, the price goes up as soon as you put more instances. But if you are in a pinch and you need to instantiate a box, you create an account and you put a credit card, and then Max has been using it for quite some time, and he said that the bill that he gets monthly is really very tiny. So those two tips, if you want to get flows from instances of Linux in any cloud, as well as if you need to instantiate any one of those boxes in a cloud for you to test, you may consider this option.